So now we've reached the stage where we're going to look at all of the different exercises and things that you can try that's in your workbook. So this is where we look at how we build our confidence. So I'm going to talk you through lots and lots of different kinds of activities, and hopefully this will clarify and help you to choose an activity that you fancy doing right now. Remember we talked earlier about, what would you do if you knew that you could never fail, when we talked about fear. I want you to consider just what that might be. Get your journal, get a pen and write down, what is it? And use the power of visualization when you've got that really great picture in your mind. And if you're one of those people that doesn't visualize things, think it into place. Use some way that you can create a picture or a thing, or you can hear something. And then I just want you to make it bigger and brighter and bigger and brighter, and think, what do you have to do next? So this is a lovely, lovely exercise. What would you attempt to do if you knew you couldn't fail? This is always a good one for us, for the starting point of your confidence workbook. Where is your confidence now? If you don't know where your confidence is now, how will you ever know when you start doing all the exercises how it's increased? And it's something that you can, just every single day say, where's your confidence? And even if you had a day where you said, my confidence is 10, I'm feeling amazing, I'm going to rock my world. The following day you may wake up and say, ugh, my confidence is at 3 and I really don't feel like whatever. That's fine. Keep a track of where your peaks and troughs are, and have a look at what's going on around your day. What kind of people are in there? Do you have energy vampires around you? Did you have a bad night's sleep? Our confidence is affected by all sorts of things. Even something as simple as not drinking enough water that's leaving you dehydrated can make you feel rubbish. So every day, just make a note. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? Where is your confidence? And this will help you become really, really aware of how you're feeling. Because if you wake up in the morning and you're feeling a rubbish 3, and there was something that you could do to perhaps make it to a 6 or 7, when you step out there and you're pushing your brand and you're showing people that you are energized and motivated and inspiring, that's what they're going to see. So it doesn't matter if you start the day feeling rubbish, you can do things to improve it. So every day, just for the next 6 weeks, where's your confidence? Now you already know that I love journaling, and there's lots and lots of different ways that you can build yourself a confidence journal. We talked about getting the right environment. So for some people, it might be that they like to do it in the morning or the night in bed. Other people like to journal in a room, their conservatory, sun house, whatever. Pick a time, but do it twice a day. So in the morning, think about what are the great things that are going to happen today. And we talked about visualization, and I said, if you can't visualize, think something into place. So what is going to happen today that is really, really going to impact your confidence and give you an amazing, amazing day? What big goals can you take? Remember, you might have the most enormous goal, but you have to take little tiny steps to get there, and each incremental step is going to be brilliant. So what's today's plan? Think about who you can help today. Helping other people builds your confidence. When you take on something new that may be a stretch of your normal confidence, your normal things that you do, actually it builds your confidence, because when you've achieved it, you can get some great feedback. Feedback lets you know where you are and how far you've travelled in your journey. And then at night, what great things happened today. We often get to the end of the day and go, oh, it was a terrible day and I hated everything about it. And actually, when you start thinking about some of the great things that happened, actually some good stuff was there. So what happened today that was great? What happened today that was good for you? And it might only be that you had a lovely conversation with somebody at the coffee machine. Or it might be that You know, you were trying to find a parking space and there, just right in front of you, the parking space appeared. So have a think. What are the great things? And everything that has happened today, it's all about feedback and learning. So even if you think it's rubbish, think about what you learned from it and how you might do it differently. And you know what? What is the point of holding grudges? Grudges actually do squash your confidence. So forgive yourself. If you've done something and perhaps you're not particularly proud of it, just forgive yourself. And if you perceive that someone else has done something for you, forgive them. So keep this confidence journal going. You know, we talked at the beginning of the module of having a personal branding journal that was just for your personal branding journey. So your confidence journal is part of that. So, you know, start the habit and keep it up. I love this Eleanor Roosevelt thing. You know, nobody can make you feel inferior without your consent. Remember, we all make choices about how we want to feel. You know, when I'm stamping my feet and I'm having one of those, ooh, yucky, yucky, yucky days, actually that's my choice. And unless I choose to change that and change my state and smile and do something that makes me feel good, I will continue to feel doubtful and inferior and lacking in confidence. So something else for your journal is, what does confidence mean to me? What does confidence mean to me? How can I be more confident? What does confidence mean to me? Remember we talked about people who had low confidence and people who had high confidence. Well, go back to that and just reevaluate what each side of that kind of balance is and think about what confidence means to you. So going back to the low and the high confidence people, what does your confidence person say? What do they talk like? What kind of words do they use? How do they walk? What's their body language? And when other people see you, what do they see? What do they hear? What do they know about you? What do they know about you and your brand promise because of the way that you project your confident self? So what is that? Paint that picture. Again, visualization. It is so, so important that you see it, you feel it, you smell it. And here's something that's really, really important. Instead of thinking of, I will be doing something, you talk as if you're already doing it. I am a something. I am doing such and such. Because however you look at it, if you say you're going to do something, it's in the future, it's in the distance. And it may be that you're not doing it yet, but hell, that doesn't matter. See it in your mind's eye as if it were real, if you were actually doing it now, as if the people around you knew that this is what your personal brand stood for. The bottom line is, confidence is vital to your personal brand. So see it, believe it, know it, feel it, act it out, choose to be as if your personal brand was already built and other people are seeing this amazing thing when they see and they meet you. So paint a picture. Remember we talked about who we were going to see on the other side of the screen? Well, create that picture, draw it, write about it, visualize it, see it, smell it, create the picture of confidence that you want. What goes into the picture? What attributes does the picture have? You know, and if that old picture just keeps coming back at you, do you know what we can do? We can get it and we can make it black and white and we can shrink it and we can send it further away from us and we can screw it up in a ball and we can chuck it in the bin. It's all about tricking your mind. You've heard that thing, you know, fake it till you make it. Well, when that old picture comes, just kind of crush it and step into a bigger, brighter, beautiful picture that you create for yourself. And look at that picture of the lady on the screen. She is smiling. Smiling builds confidence. If you smile, it will change your entire physique. It will make you feel better about yourself in a second. So paint a picture of the confident you. Preparation is king. You have to have a personal branding strategy that includes how you're going to be more confident. If you're going to go to a meeting, do your homework. Who's going to be at that meeting? What do you need to know about them? What do you need to know about what that person does? If you're unsure, make a list of questions that you would like to ask. Maybe other people will ask those questions. You can tick them off your list. But make a list of questions. Google people. If you're going to a meeting and it's a senior board meeting and it's generally going to be perhaps a load of guys and you're a female, have a Google of them, find out what they're interested in. You might not be interested in the fact that they follow some football club, but you could certainly ask them some questions about it. People love to talk about themselves, so find out a little bit about them. If you see them that they've posted a blog on something, read the blog and tell them what you think about it and ask them some questions about how did they come to that conclusion. So preparation is king. And if all else fails and you haven't and don't know about these people, ask them some questions. Like I say, people love to talk about themselves. So preparation, be prepared. Preparation is king. I love this exercise. This is something that I do whenever I'm running a training course. I create an imaginary circle at the front of the room and I throw into it lots and lots of different things that I think that I'll need to have for the course, and then I stand inside the circle and I just let all of those great feelings wash all over me. Now you can do this exercise in a number of different ways. You can stand in your bedroom and think, what have been the things that have troubled me in the past? And it may be that you've previously done some kind of presentation and it all went horribly wrong. Well, think about that situation and then think on the other side, what would have been better for me? What kind of resources would I need? Well, preparation would have been one, and I needed to have had a better night's sleep, and I needed to have confidence and self-belief, and I needed to have read up on something. Whatever it is, draw the circle in your bedroom and put in those things that you need for that particular scenario. Stand in your circle and feel it, see it, smell it, taste it. Let all of those things wash over you. Then step out of the circle and then think of a time when you're going to need those resources in the future. Now step back into the circle. Let all of those great things all come to you again. Now if you want to, you can anchor the feelings. So anchoring is where maybe you get a thumb and a finger, and while you're feeling all that positive, highly energized, feeling amazing, confident feelings, and you're making it bigger and brighter and you're seeing it and smelling it and feeling it, squeeze your fingers together. And as the picture starts to fade, step out of the circle. Now, when you need those resources again, you can do the anchor, squeeze the finger and the thumb together, or you can throw down the circle of confidence. Nobody needs to know that you've got a circle of confidence. You could be walking down the corridor and you could imagine that halfway down that corridor on your way to the presentation is your circle. And as you walk down the corridor, you're zapped, you're in the circle of confidence, you feel it, you smell it, you walk on and you walk into your presentation. You can use this in any way that you like. And it is amazing and it works and I love it. So please try it. Now desk is a way of holding assertive conversations. And desk stands for describe, explain, specify and consequences. So in describe, you're describing the problematic behaviour. Think of an occasion where, you've had a conversation with somebody and it didn't go to plan. So describe the conversation or the behaviour and be very specific. Don't be judgmental. And it is about the facts. It is not about how you think about it. It is the facts. Now, when you have the facts of the situation, if you want to explain to somebody about how this feels. Remember, you're expressing how you feel. Remember, we talked about I statements. And nobody can make you feel anything. You make the choice to feel yourself. So when you're coming back to the problematic behaviour, you describe the behaviour very factually. You express how you feel using I statements. And then you specify what you want to happen. And then you can set out what the consequences might be if whatever it is didn't happen. And this is a great way, when we talked about planning, this is a great way to plan great conversations. So something has happened or something is coming up that you would like to have a conversation about. So you describe factually about what you want to have happen. You explain how you feel. I feel very frustrated when you. Specify what you want to have happen and the consequences if things don't happen. So what I'd like you to do is, thinking about that desk scripting, is I want you to write out your desk script. So remember, describe, express, specify, consequences. And what I want you to do is I want you to do a number of things. So in your journal, write out the challenging situation, go through the desk bit, sleep on it. And then when you come back the next day, see how you can refine it so that it is more powerful, it will have more impact. And then I'd like you to share it with a partner or a friend and get their feedback and think about how it might be improved. When I've run courses, I often get emails the following day to say, wow, I couldn't believe that what we'd practiced on the course, I needed it by 9:30 the following morning. And although it wasn't perfect, I did it and I tried it, and you know what, it worked. So this is an amazing, amazing tool, and I really, really highly recommend that you put it into practice and you practice practicing it. Oh, this is something else that I love as well. This is a great exercise, and it's something you can do with other people, but equally you can do it on your own. You need 3 chairs. Your chair, the chair of the person that you want to have a conversation with, and the observer. Now, what you do is you place your chair and the person you're going to have a conversation with, you place their chair opposite you, and you place the observer's chair to your left or to the right, but in between the 2 chairs. You start off by saying what it is that you want to say to the other person. So remembering your desk script, you can tell them about what happened, how you felt about it, and all of the things that went on. Then I want you to get up and have a little dance and do what we call break state. So, click your fingers, do something else. Now go and sit in the chair that belongs to the person you want to have the conversation with. And I want you to take a leap of faith here and become that other person. Pretend you are them. Feel what they feel, know what they know, and I want you to have the conversation back to yourself. And I want you to be that other person, and I want you to respond as you think that other person would respond to you. When you've done that, get up, click your fingers, have a little dance, break state. Now go and sit in the observer's chair. Now this is your opportunity to be a third person, to someone who is not involved. And I want you, as the observer, to give both people advice. Now believe you me, from the observer's point of view, this is amazingly powerful. You will have seen you doing what you do. You will have been the other person doing what they do. You will have heard both sides of the argument, and you will just magically, and believe you me, you will magically know what advice that you can give to both of these people. And like I say, it's a great exercise. You could do it with somebody else, getting them to instruct you and guide you, or equally you can just do it privately somewhere. And it's a great way to prepare for future perceived tricky conversations, and it builds your confidence. So we've looked at all of the exercises. What I want to do now is just look at some other things about being more confident. So how can you be more confident? In the workbook, there is a section that is 20 ways to be more confident. I'd like you to pick those up and have a read and see what things that you can implement straight away, and start adding your own confidence tips. Try them out, see what works for you. Now finally, think about what you want for your brand. We talked about this right at the very beginning. Think about what you want for your brand. Now I want you to write your brand impact statement. What do you want your brand to stand for? What is your brand promise? What is your confident brand promise? You are a confident person who believes in themselves. What do you stand for? So write it, keep writing it until you get it right. Practice with some other people, and when you get it to a point that you think, yeah, do you know what, I have nailed my brand impact statement, start believing it. Use the visualization techniques. So design the confident self that you want to put forward, and have some fun. So your action plan. Keep your confidence journal. Go through the 20 quick and practical methods to increase your confidence. Try one a day, see what happens. And if you can't remember what that one you're supposed to do today is, smile. Smile works wonderfully. Create your own list of confidence tips. Create your list of mindset attributes, the things that you're going to do, the things that are going to build your confident self. And write that, what I am known for, my brand impact statement, and say it. Make it your mantra. Every morning when you wake up, repeat your brand statement. This is what I'm known for. Do have some fun. Please give me some feedback. And just enjoy being the confident self and using the resources that I know that you've got inside you. Thank you so much for running through this module and being a part of Learning to Fly.